Warning, there may be explicit language in today's episode. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. Actually, we did not cover a lot of the free agency stuff on Monday, and I was thinking, I didn't really give my thoughts on the PIAA debacle, so we'll start with that, and then we'll talk about the free agency stuff we did it, and then I was actually thinking I go through each team and Alex gives a grade on so far their free agency grade. And then possibly maybe give a possible grade too for the teams that are talking to whoever. But Alex did by the time of this airs, actually we still won't know. But Alex did tell me that he may not be on the special this next Wednesday.
Yeah.
He will it is a guarantee he will be on a March Madness video because Landon will be on the show next Friday to give his picks because he's still with the special.
Yeah.
So it's guaranteed Alex will be on a March Madness video.
I will still be participating and I will still be announcing my picks at some point. It may just not be the show.
We're keeping our fingers crossed it's next Wednesday. But we'll worry about that later. That's 50-50. But yeah, so I did want to give my thoughts on the PIAA stuff. Just a absolute freaking debacle. So I can understand some people that don't know anybody on either team understanding and saying, think from the PIAA's point of view. What are you supposed to do? I get it. I get it. And Bryce, we were talking about it in our chat today. And Bryce said, and is right, there was a lot of there's been fights recently, and the PIAA is just trying to stop it. I get it. I do want to give a shout out to somebody I do know on the team. But somebody I know that has a sibling on the team, and the person I am referring to is Jill. Of course, everybody doesn't know Jill Ball. She was on the show, literally the first time Dom was ever on the show. Her younger brother is a basketball player on Meadville. And obviously, as everybody knows, PIAA's decision, they kicked both teams out of the tournament, and they're done. And of course, Jill, friend of the show. Now, it's different when you know somebody that has a sibling that is affected by this because her brother is a senior. His basketball career at Meadville is over because of this, because parents were immature pricks. And sure, I know, players got involved. That's not okay either. So, I believe that people, don't get me wrong, there needs to be some punishments here because that fight was bad. That was a bad fight.
Yeah, really bad. Really bad.
It was ugly. The parents that got involved should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah, facts.
But you suspend you first of all you get the cops involved, kick the parents out, don't let them back in that gym, don't let them back at any PIAA sanctioned events. You suspend the kids that got involved or left the bench. So you do that, right? And you let the kids play. Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. In most cases, in professional sports, when a fight happens, who gets punished?
Well, when a fight happens, it's usually the people that are participating in the fight. get punished, I would say.
Actually, in Major League Baseball too, if you leave your position, you get fined, but you don't get suspended. You get fined.
Yeah.
So that's like a small punishment. It's not really a punishment. It's typical, right? So the fact that everybody on both teams got punished, suspended. Well, not suspended, but got punished because their team got kicked out. And their senior seasons, the seniors that didn't do anything wrong got punished. And their careers are over because of it. It's absolutely embarrassing on the PIAA and the parents that were involved in the ugly fight. That's my stance on it, Alex. I know these two teams. Where is Uniontown? Actually, I want to get that right.
Uniontown is like, it's kind of like southeast from Pittsburgh, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So, and then obviously we know Meadville. You're obviously, other than driving past to come up here, you're not really familiar with Meadville because in D10.
No.
But doesn't take a D10 versus Whippeal to understand what the hell this is. So go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, the PIAA, in my opinion, has been problematic for quite a while. They refuse to change things, and it's just, it's embarrassing. It's quite frankly just embarrassing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say much better about the WPIAL right now. It's not much better. High school sports in the state of Pennsylvania are a great thing. The culture is unbelievable. The environments are out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
But the organizations that facilitate and manage these teams are not barring people that are doing great work from giving athletes recognition, i.e. Prospect Media, which I was talking about in our group chat actually earlier with Mike and Bryce as well. I was talking about that. And then instances like this, where the PIAA does little to nothing to actually make change. And they keep doing that. They keep just sitting on their hands forever. And then finally, one or two teams get the worst end of it because the PIAA sat on their hands for far too long and put up with it for far too long. And then these two teams reap the worst of it. Now, was it probably one of the worst cases of a fight during a game that I've ever seen? Yes, but you get the point.
Damn, your connection's keeps coming in and out.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on today.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you clearly, but it was very choppy. But yeah, so yeah, it was okay. First of all, yeah, it was one of the worst fights I've seen. You want to know why? Because it was on TMZ. Let's see. Wait, hold on, real quick. I'm going to look up the news outlets that have covered this. Yahoo Sports, CBS News. I said TMZ. The New York Post. And I know there has to be more. If the New York Post is doing it, there's got to be more. USA Today. And Pittsburgh Action News, TMZ, Sports Illustrated. So this is covered everywhere. So basically, the world can see how big of a debacle this is.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So it's a mess, and I believe Meadville is taking PIAA to court because of this.
They should.
They should. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. They should. It's just mess overall. Got to get the crap together. I don't even know what we're doing. It's let the kids play. Let the kids play. Bottom line, you just got to let them play. But yeah. So, all right. NFL free agency. First of all, Alex. Kenny Pickett. Listen. Of course, I want the guy to do well. Really, I do. I want him to revive his career. You don't want to see anybody. You don't want to root for anybody's downfall unless they deserve it. And I know some Steeler fans are going to say, "Oh, he deserves it for being a piece of crap." Yeah, because you're reading news off the internet that you don't know is true. But it's the Cleveland Browns. I can't root for him.
Nope.
It's the Browns. Individual stuff, I hope he does well. The Browns, it's the Browns. I'm sorry. And hell, but you know what? Looking at this from a unbiased standpoint, I'm happy that he gets a chance to get to compete to start again. And it might be against the guy that took his job in Pittsburgh because Russell Wilson met with the Browns today. I swear to God, if Russ goes to the Browns, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm sorry, I love Kenny, but like that's just so funny. It's just so funny. It's so funny. But yeah. So I do want to discuss one of the bigger moves. I will say, Justin Fields. So here is the thing. Obviously, he signed with the Jets. What I'm just saying, basing this of what I know. I'm not reporting anything. Just basing what off I know. But the internal feeling is that it wasn't a big factor, and he was talking to the Steelers, so it was possible he would go to the Steelers with the right with the right offer and stuff. But he was still a little upset that he was benched at 4-2 for Russell Wilson.
Not shocking.
I don't blame the guy. Because how many times did we say, and if this isn't about who's better, this isn't about who should be where, this is straight what happened. Alex, how many times did we say there was no competition? Gave Russell Wilson the starting job, and that's why Kenny Pickett left.
Yeah, a lot. Like a lot.
Just because Justin Fields, throughout his career, and stats-wise, I'm just basing it off of stats, performed better than Kenny, doesn't mean the story changed. It was the same story no matter who else they got once they traded Kenny to the Eagles. It was the same thing. Russell Wilson was going to be QB1, and that's that. So now we're shocked that Justin did not re-sign with the Steelers. I wonder why. God. But so you obviously have seen more Justin Fields games than me. You understand Justin more than me because he is a Buckeye.
Yeah.
Are you surprised? Because I'm not.
No. He's 4-2. He was playing well. The Jets suck. So what's 2 years, $40 million?
Exactly. I'm not surprised at all.
That's really, like literally nothing. On the current quarterback market, that is like no money.
So, and here's another thing too. Did we really think Justin was going to... Don't get me wrong. I thought plan A should have been Justin, and it was. And it was the right plan A, and I wanted him to come back. I wanted him to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers in the upcoming season. But do we really think he was going to be on the level of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes? No. There's nobody the Steelers can get right now that can prove or has proven, or you can flat out say that they can be on the level of those guys. Sure, you can't say anybody in the draft because they haven't played a snap in the NFL yet, so that doesn't count. You can't. I'm talking right now, free agency right now. Is there anybody that could compete with those guys? No, there's not. So, and also, one more thing. With all due respect, Greg played great towards the end of the 2023 season. Great guy. Would love for him to come back as QB2. Absolutely. Yeah. Can we stop saying Mason Rudolph could come back and save the Steelers? He can't. He can't. He couldn't. Yes, it was a worse situation in Tennessee. But still, did he light the world on fire? Did he show promise that he could be a guy for somebody? No, he didn't. So what I'm saying is I don't like it, but the Steelers' best option is to sign Aaron Rodgers and draft Jackson Dart. So, Alex, the next thing, what? What's wrong?
I'm gonna just play this clip of Shannon Sharp from First Take.
Okay.
From yesterday.
And what is the standard? We hear Mike Tomlin say all the time, the standard is the standard. Well, in Pittsburgh now, the standard is mediocrity. Because what do we always highlight Mike Tomlin with? He's never had a losing season. That ain't worth a damn. We don't pay you to not have a losing season. We pay you the big bucks to win championships. And they haven't, as you mentioned, Stephen, they haven't won a playoff game since 2016. He's never had a losing season. What is 9-8? What good is that doing me? Bro, come on. That's like kissing your girl through a screen door. That ain't doing nothing. Ain't no lips touching. You don't get to hold no hands. That ain't nothing, Stephen A. I need more from Mike Tomlin. He said, this is what he said. The standard was the standard. So now when we associate standard with Pittsburgh, it's mediocrity. It's a game or two above 500. That
then you agree with
not good enough for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And what is the standard? We hear Mike Tomlin.
He's right. He's right.
He cooked.
He's right. He's right.
He cooked.
I don't normally agree with Sharp that often, but he's right.
Not like to a T like that. That's crazy.
He's right. But yeah, Alex, unfortunately, I don't know. I want to say Russ is a better option than Aaron. I know I just said Aaron Rodgers is a better option, but the reason why I am changing my stance is because I listened to Ryan Clark today, and he made a good point. We know what we're going to get out of Russell Wilson with Arthur Smith. We don't know what we're going to get out with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would be totally fine if the Steelers drafted Jackson Dart in the first round, because Rodgers probably has 2 years left. And honestly, even though it didn't end well at all, he got along perfectly with Zach Wilson. So maybe this is the right option. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate this. Don't get me wrong. I hate it. But it might be the only option and probably the right option the Steelers have for this next season.
Hear me out. I think the reason Aaron might be the right pick for the Steelers is because Aaron's going to come in and he's just not going to listen to a goddamn word Mike Tomlin or Arthur Smith says.
And it might work. That might work. It could work.
And that either might work or we might finally suck enough for Mike Tomlin to get some heat on his name. Because we can't keep sitting here and giving Mike Tomlin credit for success and not blaming him at all when we fail. So Aaron Rodgers might be perfect for Pittsburgh because he's either going to come in and be fine and we're going to hit the standard again like we do every year, or he's going to come in, not listen to a goddamn word Mike Tomlin has to say, go on Pat McAfee and talk about his trips to Egypt and his darkness retreats and his ayahuasca trips. And he's not going to care. And we're going to finally suck. And people won't be able to say the stupid narrative of never having a losing season again. I am full in for having a completely nihilist Pittsburgh Steelers season. I am totally fine with us being awful this year.
That's fine. That's seriously fine. To prove a point, I'm fine with that too.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Also, or at least this coming season, what do we think of the DK Metcalf trade?
Love it. Not even gonna lie, I love it.
But that could become a problem later, money-wise.
Could be for sure. Definitely could become a problem.
You got to pay TJ, and I know your stance on George Pickens. I know.
I think they should trade him right now. He's gonna lose value with DK ahead of him this year. I think they should trade him right now. I think he's at peak value, and I think I don't even have to debate Bailey at this point because there's no way he's ever going to be a number one, like a top 5 receiver in the NFL at this point.
That's how Bailey you said that.
I think they should trade him right now.
Oh man, she's not going to be too happy with that.
They should. They should trade him right now, get another second-round pick, and then use it to retool the roster, or trade both seconds and our first to trade up high enough to draft a really good quarterback. I think that's what we should do.
Oh man. But
I will say though, I'm fully ready for it. And Jackson Dart, we trust. Second round, Jackson Dart.
If he's good, the merch, throwing darts, merch. Think about it.
Darts from Dart, like
exactly.
insane merch.
Exactly. Also, I like the Darius Slay move as well. So, yeah. I mean,
speaking of which, I actually have the CBS Sports thing with every free agency move organized by team. So if you want me to grade every team's free agency so far, I will be able to do that pretty easily.
I got it. It's fine. I got it. But and the Rams released Cooper Kupp today, by the way. So there's
they did, which they said they would if a trade didn't materialize by the start of the new league year.
Yeah. They did this the right way.
Yeah.
In my opinion. They did. Other than, okay, you could have kept them, but I get what it's an organization, it's a business. Cooper Kupp gets it. But all right, so I'm gonna start from the very top and then keep going until basically time-wise. And then we'll go there's time, then I'll go through each team and then I'll just say like Steelers, give me a grade. You get the point. All right. Free agent. Rico Dowdle has agreed to a deal with the Carolina Panthers, $6.25 million for him, as this is coming off of the Panthers moving on from Myles Sanders. So,
yep.
All right, cool, good for that. Good, cool. I'm not gonna read every single one. I'm just gonna read essential ones. So Rodgers is a free agent for the first time after release. Not surprising. It's literally the number one conversation going on right now with Aaron Rodgers. By the way, can we talk about real quick what the hell are the 49ers doing? I'm baffled at what they're doing, to be totally honest with you. What are they doing? I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Also, Atlanta. Okay. I get the money. I get the money part. Oh, why keep Kirk Cousins? Just why? Why? Seriously, why? There's no point. There's seriously no point in doing that. But yeah. So and obviously Darius Slay agreed to a 1-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Awesome. Moving down. Javon Hargrave agreed to a 2-year, $30 million deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Okay.
God, remember when he was a Steeler? That was great.
Yeah. Russell Wilson plans on meeting with the Browns and the Giants, and obviously Steelers is still an option to come back. So basically, from what I know, if Rodgers says no, Russ is coming back. I know there's a possibility where neither of them sign with the Steelers, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, same.
I really highly doubt it. I really think it's going to be one or the other, to be totally honest with you. That's literally what it comes down to. Seahawks at Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Sammy Darnold.
Yep. By the way, Sam Darnold agreed to the Seahawks too. Another deal. good for him. Whatever he can hopefully give out what he learned from Kevin O'Connell and give it on, and pass it to the Seahawks. Key players still available: Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Tyler Lockett, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Von Miller, Matthew Judon, DeMarcus Lawrence, Zadarius Smith, Evan Ingram just signed, right? Yeah. Actually, yeah, a lot of these guys already signed, so that's like really behind. But yeah, is there any other free agent? Oh, also Steeler fans, the signing of Kenneth Gainwell. I understand you.
Big fan. No, not even gonna lie, big fan of it.
Yeah, hold on. I understand everybody questioning who he is. You'll like him. I watched the games with the Eagles, a few of them, and even during the preseason. You'll like him. He'll be solid. He's not gonna be the main guy, obviously, but he can be essential if we need to throw somebody else out there. So yeah, I like it. So it's also a 1-year deal, so why not? So
he's only 25 too.
Yeah, he's only 25, so I like it.
I think he's a good back. I think he should get some legitimate touches this year, personally.
He should. I like him. But forgot about this one. Daniel Jones signs with the Indianapolis Colts. Danny Dimes. Yes, Danny Dimes. So, before I move on to the individual teams, listen. Also, DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens, by the way.
Yep.
And this isn't going to happen. It's not. I don't think it's going to happen. However, again, I'm saying if Anthony Richardson loses this competition to Daniel Jones, he's done. He's done. If he ever gets benched for Daniel Jones, he's done.
Anthony Richardson, you are a Pittsburgh Steeler.
He is done. I believe, and I'm going to say it honestly, I'm going to say this right now, and it might sound stupid, but everybody bear with me. For the first quarterback draft bust from that class, Richardson has more of a chance to be more of a bust than Bryce Young. That's that. So, trying to see if I missed any other important ones. Not that I can think of, really.
I don't think so either.
Seeing we pretty much covered a good amount of all of them. So now I'm going to read the teams because this is kind of be quick, and then if there's too much time taken, I'll just do AFC now and then NFC later. So I'm going to start off with the AFC East. Give you a grade for free agency. So number 1, the Buffalo Bills.
Let's see, let me scroll Bills. Okay, Bills extended Josh Allen again. Retained Gregor Sokol, Shakir, Terrell Bernard, Ty Johnson, Reed Ferguson, DeMar Hamlin, signed Josh Palmer, Michael Hott, Joey Bosa, Larry Ogunjobi, Darrington Evans, and Derek Forrest. Retain some big get some big guys, some big role players. I like the potential of the addition of Joey Bosa and Larry Ogunjobi, but those are, especially after releasing Von Miller. I'm gonna give the Bills like a C-.
Okay. Miami Dolphins.
Let's see, what moves have they made? Miami Dolphins. No one really of note in terms of retention. Barely anyone. Signed James Daniels, Nick Westbrook-Akine, Zach Wilson, Ife Melifonwu, Ashton Davis, Larry Borum. They lost Javon Holland. I'm gonna buff bump the Bills up to like a C actually, and then I'm gonna give Miami like a C minus. I'm gonna go D plus for the Miami Dolphins. Actually, this is kind of stinky.
Yeah. The New England Patriots.
Retained Austin Hooper for some reason. Okay. Signed Milton Williams, Carlton Davis, Harold Landry, Rob Spillane, Morgan Moses, Matt Collins, Josh Dobbs, Kyrus Tonga. Yeah, you know what? This is a solid C plus B minus free agency for the Patriots, spending some money. Harold Landry, shout out to my Tennessee Titan, Carlton Davis, Milton Williams. Those are all big time players for defense. So, yeah, I'll give them like a B minus.
All right. The New York Jets.
Lost Aaron Rodgers. Lost CJ Mosley.
Yeah, that's cool.
Jamie and Sherwood, Tony Adams, and Isaiah Oliver retained. Signed Justin Fields, Brandon Stevens, Andre Sisco, Rashad Weaver, and Chooks Okorafor. That's like a... I'm going to say C minus just because of Fields.
Yeah, because they do have their next quarterback now. All right. The Baltimore Ravens. And I think we're just going to do the AFC.
Yeah. Baltimore.
Actually,
Retain Ronnie
maybe-
Stan. Say it again.
Actually, maybe a couple teams from the NFC. We'll see.
Yeah. Baltimore has done like nothing. I'm going to give them a D plus.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
They've also done like nothing. Franchise tag T. Higgins, re-signed BJ Hill, Mike Gesicki, Joe Asai, Cody Ford, Warren Burks, Marco Wilson, Tanner Hudson, Calvin Dominus. Signed Daryl Slayton and Samaje Perine, brought him back. Retaining T. Higgins and BJ Hill is pretty big. Joseph Osai could be a decent signing. Like a C minus.
All right. Cleveland Browns. A plus plus plus. They got Kenny Pickett.
Yep, they traded for Kenny Pickett, extended the guy who said he didn't even want to be there anymore, and further put their franchise in a complete hole that they can't get out
I
of.
almost forgot. Time out. My apologies. I almost forgot. You had a few things to say about this organization, by the way.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
okay. We're gonna do this. Myles Garrett demands a trade. Cleveland Browns have two options. One, trade Myles Garrett like he wants for a whole bunch of picks or quality players and retool your roster to get better in the near future. Or re-sign Myles Garrett for a ridiculous amount of money, throw yourself even deeper in cap hell on top of the Deshaun Watson contract, which I get you restructured, but still sucks for the next 2 years, and make it so that your team can pretty much do absolutely nothing to get better over the next 5 years. Which option do the Browns choose, America? You can eliminate the smart one as soon as you hear Browns, because that's not what they did. They re-signed the guy who didn't want to be there anymore for $40 million a year to play defensive end, and completely squandered any ability to retool their roster through the draft or free agency. And they're just going to be absolutely terrible for the next 5 years. But on the bright side, they're going to be paying $40 million a year to a guy who's going to have the highest pass rush win rate in the entire NFL. Congratulations, Cleveland. You have officially made yourselves bottom feeders of the NFL again for the next 5 years. Get me away from this garbage franchise. I'm not even grading their free agency. F. There. F for failure. Failure of a free agency, failure of a front office, failure of an NFL organization.
Yeah. So next,
Even Art Modell's rolling in his grave.
God, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now hold on, I do want to mention something. Najee Harris is officially not coming back. I am not upset. I am not upset we did not bring him back. But I'm upset. I'm upset that it is another young guy that was failed by Mike Tomlin.
Same.
So that's why I'm upset about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a fan of the Metcalf trade. I'm a fan of signing Slay for a year. I'm a fan of signing Gainwell for a year. Other than that, haven't really done much of anything. Still don't know who the quarterback's going to be. C.
All right, so for time reasons, I'm trying to see if there's any ones that I want to say real quick. All right, just a few more teams, just in general. The Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, so they added Cam Bynum, Charvarius Ward, Danny Dimes, and Khalil Herbert. Not bad. Ashton Doolin, Braden Smith, Wesley French all get retained. I'm gonna give this like a C. Daniel Jones will at least be a good mentor to Anthony Richardson or beat him out in a quarterback competition. Who knows? And yeah, I don't mind their signings.
All right, next, the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, let's see. Added DTR in the Kenny Pickett trade. Added Kenyon Green in the CJ Gardner Johnson trade. Retained Zach Bond. Extended Saquon. That's it. Not to mention all the defensive players they lost, which is a lot. And I can't remember where the post is that I saw, but the Eagles lost a significant amount of their defense.
They really did.
I'm going to give them like a D, quite frankly.
Yeah. All right. Next, the team that I believe is the winner of free agency so far, the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, that's a good point to argue. Traded for Debo and Laramie Tunsil, retained Bobby Wagner, Marcus Mariota, Zach Ertz, Tressway, John Bates, Jeremy McNichols, and Zane Gonzalez. Signed Javon Kinlaw, Will Harris, Eddie Goldman, and Jonathan Jones. Quite frankly, just think that that Debo will fit well there, and the Laramie Tunsil trade is huge because now Jaden Daniels has one of the best left tackles in pro football. So I'm going to give them a solid B+.
There's going to be a surprise entry in I'm watching AEW right now, and I have it plugged into my headset. That's what I'm doing right now. But all right, so the team that I believe, one of the two teams that I'm mentioning that has a debacle, the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah. Retained Patrick Taylor, Jordan Mason, and Curtis Robinson. Signed Luke Farrell, DeMarcus Robinson, Richie Grant, Luke Gifford, Jason Pinnock, and Trey Brown. That's like a D-, like legitimately. They lost Hufanga. They lost Dre Greenlaw. They lost Debo. They lost at least those guys. And Trent Williams is getting old. Christian McCaffrey's getting old. Ayuk doesn't want to be there anymore. Kittle's getting old.
Yep.
Nick Bosa is like the only guy on that defense I can even name at this point.
Yep. And then the team that is the absolute abysmal at free agency this year so far, the Seattle Seahawks. Minus the Browns, of course. Definitely the worst team in the NFC for free agency. Minus Sam Darnold, of course. But go ahead.
What was it, the Seahawks?
Yeah. Because it seems like they've just gutting the offense.
Yeah, I mean, they traded Geno, they traded Metcalf, they released Tyler Lockett. They did re-sign Ernest Jones and Jaron Reed. They signed Sam Darnold. They signed DeMarcus Lawrence. They added MVS. They added Josh Jones. Doesn't quite offset the losses, but they have acquired more draft capital.
Yeah, true.
Looks
That's
like they're
true.
building for the future. I'm gonna give it a pretty generous C minus.
Really? Okay. Though it's still pretty bad what they've done. So, for at least from Shady's argument on the show the other day, but yeah. So everybody, give out fingers crosses that Alex will be on the show next Wednesday in the studio, back in the studio. Fingers crossed. The next thing that is going to be filmed though, regardless, because I got nothing else to film this week because the Caden show is going to be on Sunday reviewing the Pitt football season. The March Madness special. And no, Pitt's not going to make the tournament because they got first rounded. Also, I do want to mention how their season ended real quick. Their season ended from a crap foul tied, I believe it was 54-54, and they called a foul. And Notre Dame obviously just needed to make one free throw, and boom, Pitt season out, done. It was bad. It was bad, but that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, so you got anything else?
No.
Alrighty, send it.
Good night, America.